voted to leave, so just leave.
All
right. Well, why are we paying for Brexit? We voted to leave. Just leave. Suella Fernandes.
You're right.
You voted for Brexit, didn't you? Big time.
I campaigned to leave the European Union because I wanted us to stop paying a contribution of about £10 billion a year into the EU budget. I wanted us to take control over our laws, control over our borders, and get out of the jurisdiction of the European Court of Justice. And I'm really glad that the country also saw that, and they were
Yeah. But what about her question?
So in terms of paying to leave, I don't think that there is any kind of paying to leave. We're going to be gaining by leaving. We've seen today that there are...
You believe the boss?
I'm very pleased that the Prime Minister...
Hold on. Just make your point.
There's talk of borrowing £50 billion to leave, in order to leave the EU.
The leaving fee.
Forward, yeah, the leaving fee. I've got better ideas to spend that money. There's the NHS, there's
absolutely.
social care, and me, I'm a waspie. I want my pension.
Okay.
The government keeps saying that there is no money for this country. We are desperate. Why should we go without our pension so that we can give the European Union £50 billion? Not on my watch.
All right, have another go, Suella.
Well, you're absolutely right. And this figure of £50 billion doesn't have any legal basis whatsoever. It's been manufactured. And it doesn't seem likely that there will be such a bill for £50 billion. It's part of Project Fear. Health warning, don't believe it. We pay into the European Investment Bank, and so actually we're going to get a windfall from leaving. So I think that the scaremongering about having to pay to leave is just not true. We have a lot to gain. Our best days lie ahead, and we're going to be enjoying the freedoms and enjoying the benefits that we gain from leaving.
I can't help but feel that this type of conversation with regards to the bill, it only fans the flames in the sense of we have the far right, the National Party in France at the moment. We had the elections in most parts of the Europe, within the EU. They seem to go to very much the right-wing populism sort of thing. Yeah. The world is watching what we're doing at the moment. Yeah. And they're going to be looking at us and thinking, look what they're making the UK do by paying this massive bill. We should get out. Look how bureaucratic the EU is. They're trying to treat us like this. We need to get out of the EU. All they want is our money, when we're not seeking any form of benefit.
And you sir at the very back there, in the middle.
For me, the whole issue is we should ask the European Union to justify their demand for £52 billion. We should compare that with our treaty obligations. Anything over and above that should be considered goodwill. I think there's a whole area of policy areas where we should cooperate internationally. I get that argument. We can't work on our own, but we need to bear in mind that the European Union is only 7% of the world population. Diane Abbott, you deliberately, just the same as Nick Clegg, who sat on that panel 2 weeks ago, you're deliberately confusing access to with membership of the single market.
Membership is really important.
The statement you made is factually incorrect.
Tim, regardless if you can't go through Brexit, kicking and screaming or not, we are leaving the EU. So it's a unilateral time to make us all come together and not go against the government, and we're leaving. Regardless if it's single market or not, it wasn't on the ballot, but it was part of the whole discussion.
Not for us,
we had a discussion. It was a monochrome. But we get over it, OK?
Right.
We had a discussion.
And you, sir, here. Hold on, Tim. Yes.
I understand, I respect your view is different from mine, but what I would like you to do is, as you believe strongly in your view, put it in your manifesto, and then we can decide what we want to do as the people, but we don't want another referendum. Put it in your manifesto and people will decide if they want to vote for it.
OK.
I definitely was not trained as a lawyer, but what I was a Brexiteer, and still am a Brexiteer. And I think what we've got to do, we are so early into the process of Brexiting at the moment, and I want us to almost just calm down a little bit and not get so hysterical about every single little thing that's going to come from either side of the fence, because we're entering into a negotiation. Now, we're about, I don't know, a couple of days into setting out our ideas of what the negotiation could look like. And so far, we've had stories about potentially going to war. We're talking about divorce bills, and it's just like, calm down. So I think what we need to do is just, we're in a negotiation. Lots of people are going to be asking for lots of different things. They're probably not going to get them. Terminology is quite important. We're not divorce billing or paying to leave. Will we have some contractual commitments that we will have to pay? Possibly. Are they going to be 50 billion? I don't know, and nor does anybody else. So don't get swept away with the kind of hysteria that's surrounding it. Keep calm and let's see what happens.
Michelle, this has real implications.